Take me down to the river and walk.
Active shooters last year killed or injured more than 300 people, the most in 5 years.
And that's according to a new FBI report that also reveals, among other things, disturbing data about what weapons shooters used. Brian Todd looks at the new numbers.
A horrific mass shooting at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, kills 19 students and 2 teachers, 17 others wounded. A racist gunman kills 10 people, all of them black, and injures 3 others at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York. Shootings that contributed to a grotesque new finding from the FBI. A new report from the Bureau saying the number of casualties from active shooter situations in the U.S. was the highest in 2022 than it had been in 5 years.
It's something that we've struggled with now for years. We've seen an increase in these sorts of attacks over the last decade or more.
The new FBI report says the casualties, dead and wounded combined, reached 313 from active shooter incidents last year. 100 killed, 213 wounded. In 2021, the FBI says 103 people were killed in active shooter incidents, 140 wounded, for a total of 243 casualties. The incident with the single highest total casualty count in 2022 didn't have the most deaths, but had a large number of wounded. The 4th of July parade shooting in Highland Park, Illinois, where a gunman killed 7 and wounded 48 others.
The Highland Park incident is one of these worst-case scenarios when you're talking about an active shooter attack, because you've got someone firing from an elevated position into a big crowd.
And those shootings last year were not dominated by AR-15s or other rifles. The FBI report says of the 61 total firearms used by active shooters, 29 were handguns, 26 were rifles, 3 were shotguns, and 3 firearms classified as unknown. The report comes as the states seem to be going in different directions with their gun laws. Yesterday, Washington state tightened its laws, banning the sale of most assault-style weapons, enacting a 10-day waiting period, and training requirements for all gun purchases.
These weapons of war, of assault weapons, have no reason other than mass murder.
While the governor of Nebraska just signed a law allowing residents who are at least 21 years old to carry a handgun without a permit. Experts agree there's no clear solution, but CNN analyst John Miller says studying the psychology of the active shooter is critical.
There's a connection numerically with domestic violence. There's also something called leakage, which is in a very high percentage, 85 to 95% of active shooters, you find them either telling people directly what they're going to do before it happens, or giving broad hints that could have been identified if people reported it.
The FBI's report also says of the 50 shooters who carried out active shooter attacks in 2022, 47 were male. The Bureau also says 3 shooters from those incidents that year are still on the loose.
You saw it behind Jeff there.